My name is Amadee Meyer. I've lived in Amherst, I think about 8 years. Right now I'm a graduate student in school psychology at UMass. I'm working on my doctorate. I have 2 kids. Wesley is 6 years old. He's a first grader at Fort River, and Ezra is 2. The reason I decided to vote yes is really the urgency of building new schools and creating equal opportunity for all kids in Amherst. So last year, my son was a kindergartner. It was my first experience in the Amherst Public Schools, my first experience with Fort River, and thankfully the kindergarten classrooms were a little bit more enclosed, so I didn't see that open classroom design until Halloween when I walked through with my son's class. I was struck by just how overstimulating that environment was. The visual clutter of boxes piled all over, narrow hallways to get in between the classrooms, the makeshift walls, the dividers that teachers had tried to use to carve out their individual spaces for their classrooms, the noise level of kids in different classrooms being able to hear each other. Being a former teacher, I used to teach 1st and 2nd grade, and I know how hard it is even on a good day to maintain students' attention. So with all of those factors, it's got to be really, really challenging to teach in that environment. You know, change is always really hard, and in this case, change is kind of inevitable. You know, at some point, Wildwood and Fort River are going to need to be replaced. At some point, we're going to need to rethink how our schools are districted so we can maintain equity. And there's some cohort of kids that's going to need to go through some transitions, and I'm totally happy for my family to be in that position, you know, in the hopes that things will be more stable for families in Amherst down the road. The more time we wait, the more money we waste putting money into these buildings. So I think the time is now, and you know, it's a pretty easy decision for me.